Hello YouTube, welcome back. So as you can see, I have something right here wrapped up that says brother. So today I'll be going into more detail about what's behind this piece of fabric. So let me pause the video, set up the camera, and get started. Alright, so now I got the camera set up. I'm going to try my best. I'm behind the camera, so I will give this the best I can. So this is the Brother sewing machine that I got yesterday for my birthday. It is called, let me see if I can find a name for it, and I cannot. Well, anyway, that's no big deal. It is what it is, you know. It's whatever. Actually, I think it's on the machine itself. So let me do the big reveal. So I'm going to lift this up. Ta-da! Now, obviously, I need to adjust my camera, so bear with me, people. Alright, that looks about good. So this is the Brother SE725. It's an embroidery and sewing machine together. As you can see, it is off. So therefore, over here on the side, you got your connection. Or you can't see it, but you got your connection for your presser foot, which is this. Get nice up close personal with it. This is your presser foot. The presser foot is not connected to the power cord. The power cord is completely separate. There's two spots on the side of the machine. Let me just adjust. This is your presser foot. The power cord's plugged in the back, and on the side here you have a USB right here and a power switch. Alright, so let me get you adjusted again so you can kind of see like the whole machine and everything. So on top you got your bobbin winder and your thread holder up there. And then you got a lot going on here, and there's a button on the side here, as you can see here. This is how you thread the needle. So let's turn this on. And as you can see on the screen, it will go through, I think it will do this twice before it actually lets you to, I guess you could say, begin to sew. So the bobbin's already in there. I'm not going to show you the bobbin today. We're just going to thread the machine. And on a piece of fabric that I have, we will do a little sewing to see, you know, some of the features and some of the stuff that it has. Now, I do have scrap fabric that I need to actually grab because I put it somewhere. Do I have it? Yep, I just gotta cut it for you guys, which will be no big deal. So as you can see, it's do its thing. It just says Brother. So for it to stop, you just touch the screen, and it is all set to go. Now this light is on because the presser foot is down. You put it up, and it will turn red. So technically, when you store a sewing machine, you want to store it with a piece of fabric in here with the presser foot down, and technically the needle should be left in the sewing machine. So I don't quite remember why. That's something my grandmother has always told me. You should always leave the presser foot down and a needle left in the machine. I mean, in the fabric. Wow. I need to get my words together today. Alright, I'm cutting up the fabric right now for you guys. So let me go a little bit more over the machine as I cut up the fabric. So as you can see on the screen, off to the right, which probably your left from the video standpoint, you have your screen and you have controls. Now, with some of these controls, some of them are very important to know, like this. That is for when you are threading, which we'll do, threading your machine. So I have black against white, makes a great combination. Okay? So let's go over through, I'm going to bring you a little closer. Let's go over through some of the stuff in the screen setting itself. So you got your, and it'll also tell you right there, your presser foot, which is J. My presser foot in the machine is J. I don't know if I showed you. I'm going to show the embroidery foot. Embroidery foot says Q. This is your embroidery foot, which we will eventually do in this video. This is my old machine. I will do a video on that. I absolutely love it. So as you can see, now right here, it has 1 through 5. You can't just scroll. You have to use these buttons here. So to select your stitch size, you just tap on it. And you will hear the needle go from the side, like this is off to the left, that's center. This is your double, which is off to the left. And you have swirly. And then you push this button, and you have more. I don't know if you can hear it. You might hear the fan more in the background. But you will hear the foot move. The needle, I mean, this piece. So, you guys can see that as I go through and select different ones. And a lot of these, they're actually really neat. There's some cool designs. Like this was a design I practiced on yesterday. This was my practice piece. Of course, you really can't see anything because, you know, white on white doesn't make good, but black on white makes a phenomenal transition or color, however you want to word it, whatever floats your boat. So a lot of these, you know, there's 5 out of 5 screens. So that's your basic stitch. You hit this button is your back button. And I don't know if let me see if the light will help it. So you have 1 through 8 stitch patterns. Yes, my machine's hooked up to the Wi-Fi. There's an app you can use. That might be another video tutorial. In this app, there's a subscription, and you have to pay for embroidery designs. That kind of sucks, but you know, they do have free ones. I did download a few free ones, which I believe automatically downloads to the machine itself. I'm not 1000% sure. Like I said, this machine's new to me. I'm still learning it. So it is going to be a learning process. Now the bobbin, I haven't wound the bobbin because it came with 3 pre-wound bobbins. So I have one in machine now. You can kind of see it. You push this little thing here. The window just pops up, which I don't like because it's like thin plastic. And the bobbin is right there. But, you know, it is what it is with newer machines. A lot of them are made out of plastic anyway. So let's go to screen 2. These are a lot of your other stitches. Now there's 1 out of 3 screens. So this is going to be screen 1, your screen 2, and your screen 3. And they even have like a swiggly and looks like a bunch of U-shaped designs. 4, you get more into the more detailed stuff. And there's only 2 screens for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 10. Cool. Alright, let's go into 4. These, I believe they're called your buttonhole designs. I'm not 1000% sure. But there's 3 of them as well. And these ones, to cancel the current pattern selection, okay. So these ones obviously have a little more detail, and they use the presser foot N, which I believe is the one in there now. It did come with other presser foots that I have in this jar. I have it laid on top. It's for this machine. They're in a little bag. So in this case, I won't lose no parts or pieces for this machine. There's also this spot, which you really can't see in the video, but it does pop up. There's storage right there as well. So as we go through some of these, there is, again, 3 screens. And some of them, there's like snowflakes, and there's like a double line. Looks like, I don't know, I guess because they little Christmas trees or whatever. Oh, you're just adding designs on. I never played with this until now, so. But this is really, really cool. Number 6. Again, you'll have 1 screen of some of these. Like, I'm pretty sure that would be really cool to do. Now, I did do, I think, one of these the other day. I think it was the moon shaped. That was really cool. And then you have your other stitches, which are also really neat as well. So when you hit the Wi-Fi button, this is like your main settings. You have 1 through 9 screens. I'm not exactly sure what screen it's going to start on. As you can see, it has my Wi-Fi name. Let me go to screen 1. So this is screen 1. There's a width control, fine adjustment, twin needle. So if you put twin needle in and you need to turn it on. I think it might actually sense the machine if it does. Then you have your needle position. The embroidery, that might be a different video for today or tomorrow. I don't want to do one big video, make it one big long video for you guys. I highly doubt you want to sit there and listen to me talk on for hours and hours and hours. So this is your embroidery settings. This is your thread color. So I'm not sure how the thread color works, but again, this is a new machine and we will definitely learn how to do it. This is also have to do with embroidery settings, has to do with colors of the embroidery picture you're going to make. So let's just say you want to do this T, you want this one color, this another color, and this another color. That's what that would be for. And then this is just your other basic settings, like you have an opening screen. You can turn it on and off. The opening screen is when you first turn the machine on. The buzzer, and if you can hear it, is the buzzing noise for the machine itself. You have the needle positioning, and then what language. So with this, you have your light, on the machine. You can turn it off or on. And then you have input sensitivity. I don't know what that is. I didn't find anything in the user manual or in directions about the input sensitivity. That might be something I will have to Google myself and find out. A lot of this looks like a lot of the personal, like the, not personal, but like a lot of information for the machine itself. Probably looks like a stitch count or something. Like you keep track of how many stitch counts you do. Your Wi-Fi connection or settings, whatever. The machine name, so you can change your machine's name, which I didn't know. That's pretty cool. You can also check for updates. And then this is your ID for that app. This is going to be another video, but it's called Artspire. Like again, it does a lot of embroidery. It also does like a subscription. I guess they do printers, and there's another machine there. I will go over that in another video of this machine. So now that we did that, so this is the machine itself. You can also do a USB if you want one put in. Alright, so we're going to cancel that. Let's just do a basic stitch. So now we are going to thread the machine. I will do this best I can without hitting the camera or moving it too much. So you want to get your thread, bring some of it out. And I'm going to actually stand up and do this and just do it off to the side. If you guys see my big butt, just ignore it. So you pull this off. This is your spool holder. And that holds the spool on. I know you really can't see the top of the machine. I am sorry. Let me put this on. It doesn't have to be on against uptight. Just leave it loose so it can move freely. And then this is step 1, step 2. Just follow the numbers all the way down. Alright. Now we're on 5. 5, you go down. I need 2 hands for this. Sorry. Bring it back. Alright, now you have that. Now you see right here, there's a little gap. You take your thread, you put it up, and you go over to 8. And it cuts the thread for you. How cool is that? On the side of the machine, there is a lever. I think you have to put the presser foot down. You press this lever, and it threads the needle for you. I don't know if you can see that loop, and you just pull the loop. Take your thread. Now this presser foot's different than most of them. Most of them have an opening in the middle. This one's off to the side. So let's take our fabric, and I'm going to fold it in half so you have 2 layers of fabric. Now with this machine, I never use a presser foot with my shoes on. I don't know why. It's just how I am. It's just me. Now with this light, whoops, I mean hit the camera, my bad. With this light, this means you cannot sew because the presser foot is up. Alright, presser foot's down. You got your basic straight stitch. And you just ever so lightly push down on the foot and you go off. The harder you press on the foot, the faster the machine will go. The lighter, the slower. With this machine, the presser foot is very, very easy to use. It's very, I guess you could say, firm for a brand new machine. It's not like you touch it lightly and you're going very, very fast. Now, we come to a stop. We can do this, which will overlock it. This will cut your work. Pick your foot up. Voila. You did your stitch. Now, let's see if we can do a fun design. I'm going to try 1 out of 18 it's called, which I believe is the number. So we're going to put this back in, lower our presser foot, and ever so lightly step on the foot pedal, and you will watch it work. Now I'm not going fast with this just because I don't want to make you guys seem like I've had this machine for a very long time and I know what I'm doing, because I don't. This is a new machine for me. Now when you're sewing, you really should be using 2 hands, but like I said, the camera and the ring light is kind of in my way. But this is just for video purposes only. So it's not like we're doing a special project or anything like really fancy and cool. Alright. Let's bring the presser foot up. And that actually looks really cool. Let's pick out another design. I'm not sure what these mean. Oh, you need presser foot S. Okay. So right here where it says P or Q, you need to change your presser foot for those. Well, no, this one says J, and J is already N. Huh. Let's try this one. I did do a little bit yesterday, so let's give that a whirl. It's really cool. Now with these newer machines, they are mainly computerized, which is really, really cool. They're not very basic like my Singer over here off to the side. I don't want to go too fast for you guys either with this sewing. But I am going to speed it up just a little bit so you guys don't have to listen to me keep on rambling. Alright. Now as you see, the machine stops with the needle in the fabric. Whoops, I mean hit the camera. That's kind of how you want to store your sewing machines. You want to store it with the needle in a piece of fabric and the presser foot down. Alright. Go ahead and cut. Lift my foot and let's see. Now this is pretty cool too. if you want to do something real fancy. That's really neat. Alright, so we've shown you some of the stitch stuff. We saw a little bit about the screen. The next real big thing is mainly the embroidery screen and the embroidery plate thingy and everything else like that. I mean, the sewing machine, you know, it's pretty basic. You got all these cool fancy designs and everything. You saw this where you push this to do your bobbin and to thread the machine. This is your back button, your side to side button. This one is your menu. This has to do with your embroidery, and this is your stitch settings, which is this screen here. This button shows you how to do everything, and there's 2 screens of it. So if you ever need help with your machine, you can press that button and it will show you. Isn't that fancy? Huh. Well, this will sum up this video. I will upload it, and then we will do the embroidery part. Before I forget to show you, now this does have white thread in the bobbin. This is what the back looks like, if you guys were just wondering. So the basic straight stitch, you got little black dots because the bobbin is white. With this stitch, you have this, and then with that windy stitch, you have this because, again, the bobbin stitching is white, which will blend into white fabric. I just figured I'd show you guys that because that actually looks pretty neat. So, I will see you guys back in a few minutes.